deal with airplane peanuts.
You were telling me about Epstein and this island years ago. You were telling me long before anybody. I think you told me about him before his first arrest.
A long time ago, I talked about how they have these islands, they fly, they compromise children. But I learned all this from Ted Gunderson 20 plus years ago. He was in line to be the FBI director. He was the head of the FBI in Los Angeles. He was a very famous FBI agent. He even ran COINTELPRO. He came out and he was the one that explained to me about how they use these blackmail rings, elements of the CIA and foreign intelligence groups, and how they would basically make people have sex with children to be part of these clubs and these cults they were setting up. So I knew about all this from Ted Gunderson.
You know how deep Epstein is, man?
Oh my God, no! It has that. And look at that. The chick has disappeared.
Dude, not only did he...
Where's the chick?
No one knows.
Nobody knows.
And no one cares. Why? You know why? Why doesn't the media care? You don't think there's some kind of connection there? Why wouldn't the media be all over Ghislaine Maxwell? Think about that.
Why wouldn't the media call for her to get arrested?
You think?
Why hasn't she been brought in for questioning?
Her father's Robert Maxwell. Jeff Epstein took over for him. You look into that motherfucker, Robert Maxwell. That guy was huge in his job was he worked for all the intelligence agencies. The main one he worked in for Israeli intelligence. They ended up killing him allegedly, but while he was alive, his job was to blackmail politicians, CEOs, scientists, celebrities, sports athletes, as many different powerful people as you can. Like if your job is to blackmail people, like you would definitely like ask who are the most important people to blackmail. Like we're literally just blackmailing random people, just picking people out of the mall and just we're gonna blackmail you. No, specific people with power. Who's when you're on that side when you're on the dark side, a good person to blackmail would be a politician for sure, right? No one's going to disagree with that. Celebrities for sure. Anybody with power, with influence for sure. Also scientists. He was blackmailing scientists. Why would you blackmail scientists? What would be the purpose there? If you had to guess.
To shut them up about something.
To say whatever they need them to say about this scientific experiment or that scientific experiment or these tests or those tests for these drugs or for whatever. Blackmailing scientists is huge. Massive.
Ghislaine?
It's Ghislaine.
Ghislaine? That's a ridiculous name.
Yeah. Her father was a famous MI6 Mossad spy that reportedly used sex operatives to control people. He died being thrown off a yacht in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. And, of course, she got caught in that farmhouse on the East Coast, and she was really the pimp over Epstein in a giant sex network ring over scientists that they were compromising so they could control not just government but industry and science. And so that was the master blackmail operation they were running.
And her sisters are big in tech. Like Isabel Maxwell, she has sisters that are in U.S. tech companies. And I think two of her sisters were part of the creation of Magellan, which was that big search engine. Like,
really?
So, yeah, they are a very powerful family, and they have all kinds of different operations.
Yeah, her dad was the biggest publisher in England and also the biggest owner of private TV stations in England. And when he died, it turned out he was a front, basically, for intelligence networks.
That guy that they put in his cell, that lunatic, who was that big muscled guy. I think he did it for money, kept his mouth shut. That's
money from whom, do you think?
Mossad, MI6, CIA, all three.
So there's a lot of pressure from a lot of different powerful people.
Probably Mossad, CIA more. I mean, it seems very clear that he was working inside of a honeypot intelligence operation. Ghislaine Maxwell's father was an Israeli super spy. Ghislaine Maxwell is working for Israeli intelligence. It would be odd to think. And of course, the CIA knows about everything that Israeli intelligence is doing with Americans. So I would think that it's a very cozy relationship with those two intelligence agencies. And I think if you ran it by anyone, I think if you ran it by French intelligence, they'd go, yeah, no, get him. I don't think there was any intelligence service in the world whose job is to protect the powerful people that live in their countries that was against him getting whacked.
But do you think it's possible that he's just an evil person who is after manipulating people and also was a pedophile? So there's a bigger thing.
Absolutely. No, it's factual that there's a bigger thing. Evil people don't get handed.
Those are your facts, Tim Dillon.
No, there's the facts of the case. You don't get handed a 65. Show me another evil guy who was handed a $65 million place by Les Wexner. Show me another evil guy that got that type of handshake deal where he was basically let off without anything after a judge had made a very sweetheart deal for him after he was accused of molesting a 14-year-old. Show me another evil guy that doesn't have that kind of backing, that has those type of friends, those connections, those type of properties. Show me multiple passports all over the world. So show me a guy without anyone backing him that's doing it. Why did they, so you think he's just an evil guy? So he's doing this for whom? It's his own just shits and giggles.
You know what's crazy about the Epstein thing?
Yep.
Whoever they is, were right. They're sitting back and they were going, yeah, they're going to care about it. They're going to make shirts that say Epstein didn't kill himself. And they're going to have some like fodder. And they're actually going to have more fun with the fodder than actually they care about getting a result.
Then they care about justice.
Then they care about justice, just knowing what happened. They just want something to bicker about. That's what we are. That's what the mask thing is right now. That's what the vaccine thing is. Like, you just need things to distract you. Right? Like, you just need something. There's need to be something that we cry about. And we have to be polarized. It has to be teams. And there always has to be some discussion. And it was everybody hates Trump. And now there's not a figure that everybody really hates. Like, people don't love Biden or hate Biden. He's just kind of there. And we don't have enough access to him. He doesn't say enough things for us to be pissed off at him. So there needs to be another thing, the mask, the vaccine, whatever. But with the Epstein thing, they were fucking right. They're they're going to bicker about it, but life is too good for them to actually do something, and then they'll just move on.
My favorite conspiracy theory, Joke World having 52,000 subs here on YouTube, but only 6,500 followers on Instagram. Go check out the Instagram, guys. We're featuring a new up-and-coming comedian every single day. If you like them, you can throw them some likes. If you don't like them, you can have some fun, talk some shit in the comments. It's up to you. Listen, we've built this community of like-minded comedy fans here on YouTube, and even if we took half of that over to Instagram, we could build a really cool thing where it's an honor to be featured on that Joke World Instagram. And the best part is, we're saying everyone who follows in DMs free stickers, free Joke World stickers. We got these logo ones. We just got some airplane peanut stickers in. A lot of exciting stuff going on Instagram. Go check it out right now. Link in bio.
Are frogs gay?
You want to get to the frog stuff now?
Connect it all. This assassin was super weird. The judge that was assigned to look into the money laundering at Deutsche Bank, because a bunch of investors at Deutsche Bank were like, hey, why are you letting Jeffrey Epstein and all these people, why are you tolerating all these high-risk clients?
Right.
So a bunch of investors at Deutsche Bank got mad at this. And Deutsche Bank should have just sent out a letter and went, shut the fuck up.
Right.
We do what we want. We're criminals, dummy. What do you think goes on here? We launder drug money and everything else. We got narco traffickers, human traffickers. Shut the fuck up. You didn't care when your returns. You only care because it's the goddamn news, Cliff. They should hit
him with a first name at the end.
First name, you know. Listen, Vance, you know what's going on. Shut the fuck up. So
there were some there's some investors, because I don't know all about it. So there's some investors.
Yeah.
And they were all working with the same, a lot of shady people working with the same bank.
Yeah, Deutsche Bank.
Okay.
And Deutsche Bank's like, a lot of their executives end up killing themselves in Malibu. It's super suspect because people in Malibu don't kill themselves. They're happy.
Right,
People
that's
like
why they're
me
there.
kill themselves.
Yeah.
So this idea that all these people in Malibu are like, I just can't do another day in the sun. I got to kill myself. Deutsche Bank's involved in some weird stuff. So Deutsche Bank.
And what is the Deutsch? It's what?
German.
Okay.
Yeah. So they are handling high-risk clients like Jeffrey Epstein.
Okay.
And a bunch of investors like, hey, what are you doing here? Why are you tolerating this level of risk? Blah, blah, blah. So they bring a class action suit against Deutsche Bank. A judge gets assigned that suit. 4 days later, her son and her husband, a guy shows up in a FedEx suit. Her son and her husband end up getting killed, or her husband's not dead. He's critically wounded. Her son is dead. And then the guy who does this goes and kills himself about an hour and a half later. Now, supposedly this guy named Roy Hollander, was a men's rights activist who had actually called in Opie and Anthony and argued with Jim Norton. He's like a weird guy.
And he was the FedEx driver?
He was just, dressed up in a FedEx outfit.
So he was fake FedEx driver?
Fake FedEx.
Was he in a regular vehicle?
I imagine, yeah.
Oh my God.
So then he just goes and kills
giveaway.
himself. So what I am a little suspicious about is, I'm like, is this guy actually the guy who did it? Did he do it, but did somebody put him up to it?
Right.
Because this is a crazy coincidence that this woman's child is now dead, because that is a crazy way to send a message.
Right.
Like, because you're telling all the old judges, like, hey, you might want to gamble with your life. We'll kill your kids.
Right.
Like, we'll just kill everyone you know. Like, it is a crazy message. And it makes you think about anytime somebody kills himself and they can't be asked any questions, I get real like, wait a minute. Hold on. What happened? So it's entirely possible that this was some type of threat or, you know, a way to intimidate or scare people that are in the case. I don't know. It's also possible that this guy's just a crazy guy that killed the judge. I don't know, but it's worth looking into. Half these people on Twitter that are like, all right, you're humanity. They haven't seen their brother in 5 years.
Yeah.
Be good to the people you can be. You want to force political change? Do it. I'm proud of you. That's not what I do. I make people laugh. Good for you.
Yeah.
If you feel that you can do it, go do it. Great. Edward Snowden thought he could do it. He's in Moscow now. Michael Hastings wanted to do it. His car immolated right outside of Osteria Mocha on Larchmont.
Right.
Kennedy wanted to do it. Martin Luther King wanted to. You see what I'm getting at here? You see where I'm going here? Obama thought he wanted to do it, and then he goes, I'll just go on Ellen and dance. And everyone went, great. Bombs away. And he'll just dance. None of these fuckers care.
This is why people get banned from the internet. These kind of conversations.
We better ban it right now.
Let's not ban it. I'll throw that out.
Look at this thing that we all just watched in front of our eyes. We saw a guy go into jail, they tried to suicide him a week.
Jeffrey Epstein.
They put him in another prison thing, then they moved him. I watched the 60 Minutes, I read the thing, and it's just fucking horse shit. Yeah. Like, I've been in jail. Do you understand me that I've been in jail? I've been in county. I've been in fucking state. Remember, when you got arrested for kidnapping is automatically a federal offense.
Yeah.
So they put you in federal holding. I've been in every pen through the fucking system. The only way you hang yourself is when somebody kills you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, people hang themselves. They do. They really do. But in today's society, with the technology you got,
now think about
you're going to tell me there wasn't one guard with a screen. Joey Diaz has a screen here. I don't have no money.
Cameras didn't work when that happened.
Yeah. Think about it.
And think about the media. They're leaving it alone.
Okay, so.
Right?
Cameras didn't work, but there's still rounds.
Yeah.
There's still rounds. Well, he got pulled out of suicide watch that night. Why? It's 72 fucking out. You know, it's stuff that a guy like me really knows. And I go, really? Really? You're going to tell me some guy fucking iced himself?
Who's the head lizard now? Do you know who it is? Is Joe Biden lizard? Somebody told me he was lizard.
He'd like to be a lizard.
Yeah, he can't make it. Biden can't make it as a lizard.
He's kind of a lizard.
Yeah, but not fully.
No, it's always. Here's the thing there is no head lizard person. They all shift, and that's the thing with people. What people don't understand about conspiracies, they think it's one group, or they think it's 5 guys in a room with cigars. It's actually, and this was a guy that said this on my show. It's just society at the highest levels perpetuating itself. That's all it is. It's not neat and it's not clean. It's people that will go to war with each other immediately, but when they're faced with a common enemy, they'll band together because they have that solidarity. It's people that are in big business, government, media, all over the place. Wherever they are, Hollywood, they're at the apex of society, and they'll do anything to stay there. Anything. They'll arrange the game in any way that it is favorable to them. And the ways of doing that would blow people's minds. The ways that people maneuver, the ways that they can exert control on other people would fascinate people.
Yeah.
That, I think, is what's truly fascinating. When you look at these fucking senators and congressmen that all show up to Washington, D.C., and almost immediately they start voting against the interest of their home districts.
Right.
The people that they've grown up with their whole fucking lives. Sorry, Ma. You're not getting that fucking implant. Shut up. You go, how did this happen? And then you realize, the pressures that are on them are coming from all these different places. A lot of those people are having extramarital affairs. Some of them have drug problems. Some of them have cheated on their taxes. Some of them are into much worse, sicker things. And there are ways that people can hold them in a place and make them do what they want and make sure that they are useful and that's what this has been going on for a very, very long time. You compromise people and you put them in the position of doing what you want. And some people don't even have to be compromised because they just do it fucking anyway.
Yeah.
Because they're just in it for the money. But that's, I think, the difference. I don't think people realize how widespread that is and how effective people are at getting people to do what they want.
But before you go any further, you said AT&T. Has it been proven that it's AT&T, or are you just saying AT&T like companies, like
Let's
large
just say,
companies?
I'm not saying AT&T is bad. I think AT&T is overall a good company.
But is AT&T doing something bad?
No, I was mentioning that as a Fortune 500 company.
Okay, but it's not AT&T.
No, it's not AT&T.
So we shouldn't say that. See, this is why you need someone that's like a fact checker next to you. Going, slow down.
The media will say I'm wrong.
Right.
About that, but okay.
But
no, hold on. His personal lawyer, the one that ended up going to jail, actually,
Michael
Cohen was getting money from AT&T. Go ahead and pull it up. I mean, I was just trying to give you a gestalt, quick analysis.
But I just want to. I've told you before, what you really need on your show is like a legit journalist who's right next to you with a laptop going, Alex, hold on, just slow down.
But I think you're right about that because
you get so much right, but when you get something wrong, that's what people
you've got to understand is
AT&T confirms it paid Trump lawyer Michael Cohen's company.
Yeah. No, I remember that.
But see, Joe, they're always saying that I'm making stuff up. They're lying.
Right.
Now, every once in a while, my memory used to be photographic, but from everything I've done, it's not as good as it used to be. It moves really quick, okay? So when I'm saying stuff, it's just data knowledge, okay? And then I can okay, yeah, did I say that? Yeah, it's real. Check it out. But I'm not trying to make stuff up 99% of the time.
Here it is. AT&T confirmed Tuesday evening that paid President Trump's personal lawyer Michael Cohen in 2017 for, in quotes, insights into understanding the new administration.
Insights.
I love that. So how much they pay him? $200,000 in 4 separate payments of $50 in late 2017, early 2018. Interesting.
Yeah, but he got paid. I think the number was $10 million total from a handful of companies.
But look
by
how
the way,
they
AT&T
did it shady. Look, Avenatti alleged that Essential Consultants, a shell company set up by Cohen before the election to pay Stormy Daniels, was paid by several corporations, including AT&T. At the time, AT&T was seeking government approval for its acquisition of Time Warner, CNN's parent company.
It's a merger.
It's a dirty world.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, AT&T is a sweetheart compared to Google and Facebook and Twitter and all these people.
Now there's enough dirt on everybody to force people out with scandals, the Elliot Spitzers, people like that. You could if you anger the wrong people, they can kind of just get rid of you. So I think that a lot of these conversations we have is left, right. It's kind of like these are false choices.
Yes, they are.
Because the reality is we're in a hell of a mess and we're not getting out. That's what I come to tell everyone.
Sure.
We're not getting out. It doesn't get better.
No.
Your thoughts have no value. It doesn't matter what you believe or what you say or none of that matters. We're past the peak of this empire. It will disintegrate. It will maybe slowly, like this, hopefully.
Yeah.
But, I mean, there's never been an empire that had the military strength that we do in the financial position we're in, which is $20 trillion in the hole. But we still have the biggest, strongest military. So that is interesting. Because that you go, well, at that point, do you go, is a war needed? Something's needed. But I don't know what'll happen. But I'm one of these people. The problem with politics is you go out to lunch with people and they go, if we just did this, it would be okay. Yeah. And you go, no, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Yeah.
I have right here in my notes the carbon conspiracy. And that is specifically what I wanted to get into here with you in my notes, because this is everything.
Are you a climate change denier?
Well, see, imagine how that's how they use that term.
Right.
Are you a climate change denier? It's like a 9/11 denier.
Right.
No, the towers got blown up. Our government had prior warning and had been funding Al Qaeda, and all that came out later in Senate reports and the 28 pages.
Let's not go there just now because we're going to go down a rabbit hole.
That's true, but let's go to carbon. I agree with you there.
Okay, what is Joe Rogan made up out of?
Carbon.
Okay.
Carbon-based life form. We are literally stardust. That's a song, right?
Exactly. What are trees made out of?
tree stuff?
I didn't vote. I just don't vote. I live in New York. I don't care. I voted for George W. Bush once, Obama once, and I stopped voting. Once nothing ever changed.
Obama once, but not Obama too.
No, because nothing changed. Obama won. Then you got to get to a certain point when you realize nothing changes.
Yeah.
Nothing real, other than like the social things that, gay marriage will happen, and this will happen, and that'll happen. And I'm not saying to totally disengage, but the foreign policy, economic policy, things like that, it's not huge. Like, we're just going to do a lot of what we're, Obama came in, it was like, the American military, we cannot do things. And then we're at war for 7 years, drone striking every secret prison, CIA, kidnapping.
It's all the same shit.
It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter.
Is Trump going to win again?
I think it matters because then they matter.
Yeah.
Because if that matters, then I don't know. You got to win my vote.
Right.
I don't know who I'm voting for. You shut up. You shut up. Eat the cake shake. Die.
Eat the cake, shake, and
You
die.
fucking have a say. You don't have a say. Imagine you had a say in Schaumburg, Illinois, eating a fucking heart attack. Imagine someone came to you and said, what do you think the trade policy should be? You don't have this. You've never had a say, but nobody likes that.
Right.
Nobody likes that. It's hard to admit. People want to have, you just don't have a say. You think you do because you vote. It's fun. You go this team and my team and you and me. They don't get, they bomb. Why did we go into Libya? Did anyone explain that? We fund Saudi Arabia. They're doing a genocide in Yemen. They don't ask. They don't go, hello, okay. And they don't shut down a Denny's for 5 minutes and go, everyone, along with your checks, we are going to hand out a slip of paper. Are you pro or against the genocide in Yemen that we're currently funding? Yes, check, no, X. Thank you. We're tabulating ballots. We're going to decide. No one cares.
Look into the corruption the Bidens are doing in Ukraine. Look at these scams they're running, these tax scams. Look into that shit. And so that's what the impeachment is about. The impeachment is about Trump is trying to dig up dirt on his political rival because he's running for president, Joe Biden. Look, let's impeachment for trying to dig up dirt. Meanwhile, Biden is on video sitting at the CFR, the Council on Foreign Relations, sitting there bragging that he got a prosecutor fired from the Ukraine who was going after his son's company in Ukraine. So Joe Biden put his son, Hunter Biden, on the board of Burisma, an energy company, corrupt-ass energy company that a prosecutor was looking into and seizing assets and stuff. So they were, to Joe, because Joe Biden was assigned to Ukraine. Like, that was his shit. He was the vice president, and Obama put him in charge of Ukraine. So Burisma's going, dude, get this fucking prosecutor out my fucking ass, right? So Biden said, okay, of course, because his son's on the goddamn board. Of course he's going to get that. So he's at the CFR. You can watch this on YouTube. You watch, there's all the, he's bragging. And he says, he's telling all these Illuminati guys, saying, listen, I told the guy, I said, listen, you better fire that prosecutor. And listen, I'm leaving in 6 hours. Where were we living? We were living in like 6 hours, right? Yeah, 6 hours. I told him, I go, you're not going to get your $1 billion in aid unless you fire the prosecutor. And then he said, you know what he said? He goes, you don't have the authority. You're not the president. He goes, you know what I said? Call Barack. See what happens. And everyone's laughing. All these old motherfuckers are laughing. Council on Foreign Relations. That's Rockefeller shit. And he's bragging in front of all these people, these old people who actually make all the laws. And he goes, and guess what? Boom, he was fired. And they're all laughing. Ah, ha, ha, ha. So it's on video. He was holding back $1 billion. Do you know what they do? Is they get $1 billion in aid. We got to help Ukraine. They're getting tortured. Let's send them $1 billion. And everybody, they're tugging at everyone's hearts. Yes, let's sign this bill. Send them $1 billion. No one's getting no fucking aid. When we send $1 billion of aid to countries, no one's getting that money. It's all going in people's pockets. You know what they do? They let's say maybe half of it goes to whatever corrupt politicians in the Ukraine are getting it. And the other half, the deal is, donate to our foundations, and that's how they launder it through their foundations as donations.
I got my Free Just Lane shirt because I believe all women.